All right, guys, are you ready for the Fantastic Four? Live and in person right here at the Apple Store. Here they are, an absurdly charming, talented bunch. I see them. Here they come. Kate Mara, come on up. Michael B. Jordan. Mr. Miles Teller. And the Thing himself, Jamie Bell.
How you guys doing? Nice. I don't know. I couldn't hear it.
In English, please.
It's a slightly enthusiastic crowd.
Just a little bit.
Miles, do you have any opening remarks before we get started?
I'll let you take this one, Josh.
Really? Okay, this is
all
a first.
you today, buddy.
I was going to say, I've spent some time with these guys. I feel like it's only a matter of time before this conversation goes off the rails.
Yeah, just try to stay on track for as long as we can.
Well, yeah, so if we get through 3 or 4 minutes of solid conversation, we're in a good way.
Success.
We were talking before backstage.
Can I interrupt you right now?
Yeah, please, Jamie.
Simon Kinberg is also here. He's right
Yes,
there.
give him some love.
Yeah, Simon.
Thank you. The man himself.
The mad genius himself.
The brainchild behind this, and of course the X-Men franchise as well. Let's talk about that. I mean, this is a property that is beloved. This is a genre that is in a good stead right now in pop culture. Everybody is so excited for this film and all the great superhero films being produced. When this comes around, do you go after it? Does it come after you? Give me a sense of sort of your interaction with the material and what got you excited in the first place.
I mean, I guess I was in a unique position because it was something that I always wanted to do, but it kind of came at me in a way because I was at the, the opportunity to work with Josh Trank on Chronicle, and the fact we talked. All right, appreciate that, thank you. And we were sitting in the house one day, playing video games, talking about and future ambitions, and the fact that he got the Fantastic Four job, and he asked me if it was Johnny Storm was somebody I wanted to play, and it was just like, yeah, of course, and it just happened to work out. So it was an awesome opportunity.
Is there a difference between once you guys see the film, you'll see this is not like, I think this is not your typical superhero film, and this is a very, very grounded kind of film for this kind of genre. When you approach an audition for something like this, is it in your head, I'm playing a superhero, or is it just, I'm playing Sue Storm, I'm playing a character?
Well, this was a unique superhero film screen test for me anyway, because I have unfortunately screen test for many of them and never got any of those roles. But in all of the other ones I've ever screen tested for, you have to get in costume and actually do the powers and all that. This one was more about just the chemistry between Miles and I and MBJ and I. And so it did really feel like, it felt like any other sort of drama or any other film that I've tested for before.
For you, Miles, did it feel, when you heard about this character and you started to read for it, did it feel like a natural fit for you? Did it feel like something like, yeah, I can see myself in this context? Because it is a different sort of character than I've seen you play before.
Yeah, and I think that's what, I have pretty eclectic taste. I think that's a good thing to have. I think it will keep you fresh because you don't want to repeat yourself. I had just got done playing a movie where maybe I was a character that was a little closer to Johnny's kind of thing, a little tempered, a little more of the Flash, and that wouldn't have interested me at that time. If it came a couple months later, maybe, but yeah, I was really into this guy that, as Josh described him, is obsessed with this quantum gate. This guy really is obsessed with science and discovery and wanting to kind of push the human race somewhere. And I love that kind of, I love that spirit. And, for Reed, he's a guy, he doesn't necessarily care about, does this person like me? Do they think I'm weird this night? I was like, no, man, I'm dead set on kind of creating something that will give us the ability to travel interdimensionally. And I like that.
For you, Jamie, you've obviously done performance capture, motion capture before. Was that something, could you have done this role without having had that experience? Did that help you sort of going in, knowing what this kind of thing, no pun intended, would entail?
Oh, come on, that was a pun, Josh.
It's hard to avoid the word thing in questions, by the way.
I'll try a little harder.
Okay,
yeah,
4 minutes in.
I worked a few times with Andy Serkis, who's I think considered the guru of performance capture. For those who don't know him, he's the guy who did the Gollum, Lord of the Rings. He's the guy who did Caesar and Planet of the Apes. I mean, he has used this technology. Yeah, I know. Do you hear that, Simon? Simon Kinberg also wrote Jumper. We're just talking about a sequel outside. Do you know what I mean? That's endorsement right there. That's endorsement. This crowd wants it, Si. So I'd seen how he'd managed to use this technology to his advantage, enable him to like really get under the skin of these kinds of characters, and I think move audiences around the world. I mean, really give them an experience. So having worked with him before on Tintin and used that technology before, it was useful. It was an advantage, yeah.
So give me a sense, or give all of us a sense of sort of like, what does it look like on set for, certain scenes are in literally another dimension and you are playing the thing, and that is obviously not a suit, that is performance capture as we've talked about. So what does that all look like? Are you in just like a void, and are you...
We're in a green void.
Yeah.
It's just green. Everything's green. The floor's green. The walls are green. Everything's fucking green.
Jamie's suit was green as well.
Yeah, I'm basically in pajamas that look like a jockey. I've got this weird cap on. I'm on stilts to try and get me up to like 6'8". But the fun thing about that is that at least I'm in scenes with these guys. I mean, for us, it's a leap of faith in terms of acting as though we're in an environment and reacting as such that is then going to be put on the screen. It's a lot of faith and trust in the director and the story, so that we don't look like idiots when the movie's finally coming out.
You guys have to commit, or else it's not going to work. I mean, I remember for an earlier in the summer, another ginormous summer movie, we talked to Elizabeth Olsen about she had to do kind of what you had to do with this kind of like, creating stuff with her hands, and you have to kind of just like go for it. Do you feel silly on set when you're doing that, or are you just sort of like, I'm in it with these guys, I have to go for it, and if I go half-assed, it's not going to work?
The first day I felt like an idiot, and but then you just you have to own it. You really do. You just have to go for it. But also, we all had to do pretty stupid things. So anytime I felt stupid, I just looked at Jamie
And thought, it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
What were the stupidest things, Miles and Michael? What did you have to do that made you feel like an idiot? Let's all feel like idiots together here tonight.
It was the scene. I think they show it in the trailer. Huh? Oh, there was this one. They were trying to get this one line, and it was basically I was saying like the light, it's swallowing the earth, but they couldn't. Every time we do it, they just didn't like really get it. So then they would kind of rewrite or add a scene, and then I would be just in a different environment saying the light, it's swallowing the earth. And we did it like in 3 different scenes or something, and so that was like I'm like screw the light. Let the earth get swallowed. It's not a big deal. And then, the stretching stuff, it's like, yeah, it's all your imagination. When I'm on the bed and my body's stretching, Josh is like, okay. He was actually kind of walking me through it. It was cool. He's like, your hand is stretching down and it needs to go in these grates and you're getting your fingers in there. And so it's nice. It takes you out of your head. You just have to give in to this, to the process of it.
Michael, you join an elite company of men and women that have flown in film. This is a bucket list moment for any actor, I would think, to get to play superhero who gets to fly. So, what did you have to work on your flying pose? Are there different ways to go?
It's yeah, I love you guys too.
There they
I don't
are.
know where it came from. As long as it was women's voices, I'm okay with it. It's great. Love you. No, I guess, there's a classic Superman flying pose that's a little like, that's taken already, so you can't really go with that one. And you want to have your own unique kind of style with it. So we played with a couple different poses back and forth, and you just kind of went with what was most comfortable, I guess. Those safety harnesses and those flying harnesses aren't really as comfortable to the males as they are to the females. Just the way the anatomy is kind of made up,
I'm following you.
You
Yeah.
following?
Yeah, I
You
think I
following?
got
You
it.
picking up what I'm putting down? All right. So I think that was the most uncomfortable part of the whole gig for me, was just the flying stuff and the harnesses.
I mean, I think a big part of this film, and I think something that people will take away is, and you see it on stage here, is that you guys legitimately actually do seem to like each other, or you're really good actors.
I would do anything for these guys. Anything.
Wow.
We love you too, man. That's the heart right there.
It's a question I've asked many actors, but like, how do you establish quote unquote chemistry? I mean, is that something that just comes with time? Is that something that's
It's weird, man,
intangible?
because I'm an English dude. He's from Florida. Like, it shouldn't work. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're
Where
supposed
my
to be
Florida
like,
people at? You know what I'm talking about.
That was just sad. God.
shouldn't work.
Disney?
How about Jersey? All right, I like Jersey.
England.
How about New York?
Let's go Giants!
We're going to have to turn it over to you guys for your amazing questions in just a moment. Before that, we do have a clip, I think, from your film. Would you guys like to see a little sneak peek at Fantastic Four?
Nice.
All right. Let's take a look.
Nice.
All right, you guys have some questions out there? Shall we begin?
Hi, my name is Jalen. I have a question for Kate. When did you know that you wanted to become an actress and kind of take a picture with you?
Yeah, get over here. Come on, up here. Come up here.
Smile, man.
Do you have a camera? Selfie. Come here.
Give him a kiss.
I'm teaching him.
Kate's selfie game is really good.
Patience. Okay, you press the button because I'm gonna kiss your cheek. One more.
Nice.
He's got game.
I fear what they're going to ask Michael next.
I'm just going to warn the rest of the crowd. I know you all now want selfies. Don't do it. We're moratorium on it.
I actually forget what the question was.
When did you know that you wanted to become an actress?
He's so much more relaxed now. He's like, I don't really remember. Yeah.
We can go home right now.
What's your number?
I knew I wanted to be an actor when I was about 9 years old. I used to watch a lot of old movies with my mom and my little sister, and yeah, I don't know. It just sort of happened. I was completely obsessed with film back then, and it's all I've ever wanted to do. Thanks for your question. You're very cute.
Hey guys, how are you? Film looks awesome. So my question is for those of you guys who have been on, some great TV shows over the years. Obviously, Jamie, you've done Turn, and Wallace from The Wire. Come on, right? I kind of have to say, where's Wallace, String? Where's Wallace?
I'm right here.
Yeah, there you are.
I'm right here.
And then obviously, Kate, being on the show that literally redefined Netflix. All these shows have huge fan bases. And as you can see, so does the Marvel universe. I would love to know the comparison between, having been on these shows that have huge fan bases and now obviously the biggest fan base of them all, Marvel, how those two experiences relate for you guys.
I don't know. I guess when The Wire came out, it was after the fact that I got a lot of attention from it. It wasn't, I wasn't on the show, going through the episodes, and Friday Night Lights was an awesome show. Yeah, that was an awesome show to be a part of. But it was kind of the same thing. It was like I didn't get that instant attention or instant, gratification from the fans right away. But the movie hasn't even came out yet, and you guys are showing up here in massive numbers, showing so much love. It's pretty awesome to be a part of the Marvel universe.
Hi, my name is Justin, and I have a question for Miles Teller because you're one of my biggest inspirations ever. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was just wondering how much of your costume was CGI? I guess this is for everyone.
The wardrobe was not CGI at all. Obviously, Michael, once his kind of, he's flaming on, then some stuff has to happen for it to look like flames. So that's real. But yeah, the suits, I don't know if we talk. I think the idea with Reed's looks different because he's he has to kind of. Am I gonna get a laser on me? Yeah. Okay. So Reed basically builds his own suit at one point. That's why it looks different, and it's you have to think if these things were happening. If I was stretching all these things all the time, I need to build something that can kind of help contain all that business. So I'm not just overflowing with limbs and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the suits were all real.
Hey everybody. So actually the question is from Miles as well. Former NYU student.
What's
former
up?
NYU student.
What's up? What studio?
Actually, I was in film class. We had a hip hop class together.
Oh, cool. Yeah, bro. I thought you looked familiar.
So,
what's up?
Very good. Good to see you. I'm
Good,
very
man.
happy
Go
for all
Violets.
your. Yeah, exactly. Bobcats. Yeah. So my question actually is, so what was the best thing that you got from acting school, and what was the worst thing, like the thing that didn't work out?
The best thing is just, I wish, being in acting school, I think was the greatest growing time of my life. And it's tough, just kind of going from film set to film set and you're having to, work on your stuff in such an isolated environment. The beautiful thing about being in theater school is that you're with 16 other weirdos who you're wearing sweatpants and you're pretending to be seaweed while the teacher's playing whale music and you're like, you're doing that. You're pushing an imaginary box across a ballet floor for 30 minutes. It's stuff like that. And I miss it. I think that if you're not learning and if you're not growing and you're not getting to kind of work on things, then you're not, you're not getting better. And I miss it, yeah. And the worst thing, the debt. The student loans. And also I think a lot of people got, caught up in, they couldn't, I was in Strasbourg, I couldn't do sense memory. It's like I couldn't do sunshine, I can't hold a coffee cup. And they forget that at the end of the day, you're talking to another person. So I think they can get, you can get a little intellectual, but yeah, it was great. NYU was the best experience of my life.
Hi, guys. Hey. I'm Sasha. Nice to meet you. I just want to bring it all back to who is you guys' favorite superhero, all of you? Your first superhero inspirations.
Probably Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah, I like Batman. I also was big fans. I know they're not superheroes, but for me it was Indiana Jones and Dick Tracy were huge for me.
Oh man, there's so many. I was a comic book nerd, so I'm gonna go left field and say Darkwing Duck.
I love Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
Hi, I'm a big fan of everyone individually, especially Kate and Michael. But this question's for everyone. I love everyone. I love everyone. But if you had superpowers, what would they be?
I'll give MBJ a superpower that he needs. It's to be on time.
Why you always calling me out, sis?
Because you're my brother.
The power to stop time.
Apparently
Would it
you
be-
do already.
I am a superhero.
Miles.
I don't know, man. Fly. I just fly. What, I took yours, right? That's the obvious one.
What's the question?
What would your superpower be?
All right, well, teleportation, pal. Oh.
Jumper too.
I mean, I can already do
You
that.
guys
so,
are promoting Jumper more than Fantastic Four tonight.
Yeah.
They're both great movies. Congratulations on Fantastic
Position because it was something that I always wanted to do, but it kind of came at me in a way because I was at the opportunity to work with Josh Trank on Chronicle and the fact we talked. All right. Appreciate that. Thank you. And, we were sitting in the house one day, playing video games, talking about, and future ambitions and, the fact that he got the Fantastic Four job. And he asked me if it was, Johnny Storm was somebody I wanted to play. And it was just like, yeah, of course. And it just happened to work out. So it was an awesome opportunity.
Is there a difference between... All right, guys, are you ready for the Fantastic Four? Live and in person right here at the Apple Store. Here they are, an absurdly charming, talented bunch. I see them. Here they come. Kate Mara, come on up. Michael B. Jordan. Mr. Miles Teller. And the Thing himself, Jamie Bell.
How you guys doing? Nice.
Once you guys see the film, you'll see this is not I think this is not your typical superhero film, and this is a very, very grounded kind of film for this kind of genre. When you approach an audition for something like this, is it in your head, I'm playing a superhero, or is it just, I'm playing Sue Storm, I'm playing a character?
Well, this was a unique superhero film screen test for me anyway, because I have, unfortunately screen test for many of them and never got any of those roles. But in all of the other ones I've ever screen tested for, you have to get in costume.
I don't know. I couldn't hear it.
In English, please.
It's a slightly enthusiastic crowd.
Just a little bit.
Miles, do you have any opening remarks before we get
I'm
started?
gonna let you take this one, Josh.
Really? Okay, this is
All
a
you
first.
today, buddy.
I was going to say, I've spent some time with these guys. I feel like it's only a matter of time before this conversation goes off the rails.
Yeah, just
So
try to
you've
stay
been-
on track for as long as we can.
Well, yeah, so if we get through 3 or 4 minutes of solid conversation, we're in a good way.
Success.
We were talking before backstage.
Can I interrupt you right now?
Yeah, please, Jamie.
Simon Kinberg is also here. He's right
Yes,
there.
give him some love.
Thank you. The man himself.
The mad genius himself.
The brainchild behind this, and of course the X-Men franchise as well. Let's talk about that. I mean, this is a property that is beloved. This is a genre that is in a good stead right now in pop culture. Everybody is so excited for this film and all the great superhero films being produced. When this comes around, do you go after it? Does it come after you? Give me a sense of sort of your interaction with the material and what got you excited in the first place.
I mean, I guess I was in a unique